doing a VSR video breakdown on Boston DeCocker. He's one of the guys that went through the 12-week off season with me. Him and his brother have been coming to me for a long time. Um, we're gonna look at his testing numbers. I'll kind of explain what I'm gonna do different with his breakdown as opposed to some of the other off-season stuff that I've gone through. Looking at the adjustments and all that stuff. So, getting into his numbers though, let's look at this. One thing that I saw was kind of an abnormal spread from his mound numbers to his pull down numbers in his first test. There was like a pretty big gap of like 5 miles per hour. And for younger kids, especially, that's kind of, that's not what I usually see. So that to me said that we needed to put a high emphasis on what he was doing on the mound because his arm was already strong for his age. It was strong on the mound anyway, but for those numbers to be skewed like that just kind of was a red flag for me to say, okay, we need to address what he's doing on the mound specifically to get that number gap to close, essentially. So if we're just going to look at it right now, in his first test, I had him at an average of 56. And then in his next test on the mound, we had him up to 58.8, which was a 2.8 gain. Really happy there. But with that plus number, being 2.8, what we saw in his pull downs, we only saw like a point 0.4 gain. Sorry. We only saw like a 0.4 gain there. But the thing about it is that his high number on the mound in his second test, being 61, was the same high number in his pull downs. So he basically closed that gap to the point where he was throwing as hard as he could pull down off the mound, which is the goal. I mean, it's really cool to pull down a number and say, "Oh yeah, I threw this hard on a pull down," but you don't get to pull down to a batter. Like, you don't get to pull down, like scouts, coaches, and stuff. Yeah, the pull down number is cool and stuff, but honestly, like, that doesn't really, like, that's not how you pitch. So yeah, I do the pull down to test like absolute strength, or in some cases to like show him. I was like, "Yo, dude, you can throw, your arm can move this fast. You can basically throw this hard on the mound. You can't get like a running start at the batter, like I said." So anyway, going back into what I was saying about his delivery, there was some stuff that he did. I took a bunch of videos of him and his brother and everyone else, and with some guys, I looked and I said, okay, well, I want to take this video for this reason or this video for this reason. I really saw no reason to pull some of his old footage and say, okay, this is what he was doing. I'll explain it like real quick. I don't, in his case, they've been with me long enough. We don't need to go back and see how his foot was still stuck in the ground. I do that adjustment thing more so for people who really need to see whatever. Not really, not to just see the adjustments, but like with their family and stuff. I know that they trust me, and right now I don't feel like going back and looking at the stuff that he was doing wrong is going to help him. So we're not going to do it. I will explain it. One thing that he does, that he did a lot was, and I have told him this all the time, if you ask him the one thing that I tell him every single time that he is in with me, it is to control his body. I mean, kid's built like a freaking football player. I mean, he's big through his, he's big through his trunk. He's got strong legs. He's athletic. He was coming to those conditioning classes that were just absolutely brutal, working out with guys like 4 years older than him. So I know that he's got what it takes to be a force on the mound. So basically what he was doing before, if we're just going to be kind of short about it, did not control his body well. He really left his back foot stuck. He would get up here with his glove and then pull off, which would bring his arm around. He'd fall off the mound. Okay, it's just, we don't need to look at it. This is the day that he tested. I just want to show how well he actually made adjustments and is using his body efficiently. Okay, right here, that is the money. I love that. Okay. Him and his brother both have really high front sides. I didn't necessarily teach them in that way. This is kind of what they have kind of allowed it to adapt to, because that's what feels comfortable for them. So I got no problem as long as it's not working against us. And I've explained it before, but this to me going up just adds another lever of pulling down to pull the arm over. Okay. Money there. Really good job getting into this leg right here. That to me says, okay, that leg is loaded. Our hips have kind of gone down and toward the plate together. That's going to give him a good chance to clear this out, which he wasn't doing before. So we're going to check that out. As you can see, he's not pulling, this glove isn't pulling this way. Or it's not pulling, I guess, this way for him. It's pulling like into him, which is what we want. Okay, look. Money right here. Awesome, dude. Really good job to push out there. Now, here's one thing that I really want to look at. I mean, that hip, or that foot. Let's see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. Foot's turned over. Good there. Good there. Look at this. Damn, that's awesome. Seriously, this is one of my favorite adjustments, changes from the off season, because I mean that right there, my goodness, look at how long his arm stays back. Gets out on top. Okay, one thing that we need to do with him is with that high front side. You can see where he's letting go of the ball. His brother has the same problem. Now, I know that the easiest thing would say, okay, well, take the high front side out. Well, when they use it to their advantage and they can actually leverage themselves over the top and get their arm out here, it's crazy how much, how good their product is. But, I'm not willing to sacrifice, I guess, energy in the delivery just to try to throw a strike. Because if you throw a strike that's 4 miles per hour slower, or whatever, that's cool. I'm not saying that I'm putting a lower emphasis on throwing strikes. Throwing strikes is the name of the game, but you want to do it efficiently, forcefully, and maximize your body's potential to produce that pitch. So I'm not going to take that out. I'm going to try to get them to understand how to use that positioning well and do it consistently. Okay, so really good job here. Okay, but we got to get out of the top of that ball. Okay, man. I'll try to do like a grip analysis on him and put the camera behind him so we can see where he's letting go of the ball. And I think that will help him. I just want to look at this clip really fast too, because this was as we were making an adjustment with him, making the adjustments with him, and really started to see what it looked like when he was doing stuff right. Good control there. Good first movement. Let's make sure I got the camera how I want it. Staying closed, dude. So good. Closed here. Money. Equal opposite there. Money. Look back here. Yes. Love it. this out. Look at how long that arm stays behind him. I mean, he looks like an alien right there. It's awesome. If you can, and I mean, that's just him retracting that scat back there. Look at the glove getting in to the chest right here. Okay, so here's the thing with the towel that I see with him and his brother. Okay, I mean, we're losing the head here a little bit, but this was a pretty like forceful rep that I was having him go through. One thing that you'll see with him and his brother, I mean, like right there, that's where you should be letting go of the baseball. Like, there's no reason to be letting go of the ball back there when you still have the ability to get your arm there and still be strong. One thing also is this leg. That is a lot straighter than what he's doing with the ball. So, I mean, I think that it's just a complex in the mind. Like, maybe it has a little bit to do with the fact that he has less reps. You know, I mean, maybe he hasn't like pitched like a ton. So maybe getting a ball in his hand just kind of changes what's going on subconsciously for him. But dude is legit, man. I mean, crazy good mechanics when he's on, and good stuff too. I mean, throws hard, throws strikes when he's on. So I'm gonna keep working with him. I will get him and his brother in this next week, and I'll get them up for weekly stuff again. All right, guys. Thanks.